Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here, welcome back to Union Cross. We got two new medals coming out in JP, which means Global should be getting these medals as well. We have the boy in black and the boy in white clothes. Clever names, but we're gonna be going over what these guys do and the banner that it comes with. If we get the same banner, pretty cool banner, not that bad. There's a 1 out of 4 chance of getting the medal you want, but there's really 3 amazing medals on there, and if you're a new player, there's 4 amazing medals. So let's go over what the banner looks like. Starting off with the banners, guys, the banners is a normal one and a VIP one if you buy the VIP package. The difference between them is a 10 mercy pull for the normal banner, 5 mercy pull for the VIP. You get 2 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals for the normal one, and VIP gets 4 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals guaranteed per pull. The other thing, obviously, VIP is a higher chance at getting the Supernova medals or the new medals. And also, the VIP coins that come with this banner can be used on new avatar boards for them, which only cost 5 VIP coins. But KR20 and Kairi on here, they cost 10 VIP coins per trait. So the banner itself, besides the 1 out of 4 chance of getting the medal you want, is an extremely good banner when you look at it. 1 VIP coins for the new medals are only 5 VIP coins. That is plenty of chances at traits, and traits are dominating the game right now. Then on top of it, it's a falling price deal. So doing a 5 mercy is not going to cost you 15,000 jewels, or doing a 10 mercy is not going to cost you 30,000. So that makes these banners so much better, especially with the chance of getting 4 Kingdom Hearts 3 medals guaranteed on 4 out of the 10 slots is really good as well, because you got a higher chance of getting all these medals 7-star. So it is a good banner. It's a very good banner. As a new player, all 4 medals are incredible. If you don't have a Kairi or Xion and you get one, it's not bad, especially by VIP. You're going to need that medal for buffing anyways. And along the way, if you do get something else like the boy in black or the boy in white or KR20, even better. You've got one of the most powerful medals in the game. Now, the banner, if you guys want to, as a non-VIP player, it's a little tricky when you spend that much, but you're not spending 30,000. So this is actually the best case for a free-to-play player to pull for, because you are getting the newest, strongest medals, and your VIP coins are only 5. So every pull, you're guaranteed 2 trait medals per pull, which is really, really good. So the 1 out of 4 chance is actually a little better too for players who already have a Kairi and Xion, because that means 3 out of the 4 medals you want. Unless you have KR20 and a Kairi, then you're kind of like, this banner's not that great. And if you're like me, I don't really care about upright power, because there is no Keyblade currently in Global, not JP, in Global, that really respects upright power on a powerful Keyblade. But the new Wreck-It Ralph Keyblade has a non-upright or reverse slot that is power on the 5th slot, and it's a high multiplier. Once that Keyblade becomes better, the boy in white there is going to be very powerful to be in that slot there. So currently, upright power, not that interesting for me in Global. So Kairi and upright power, not really what I want to see. If I get KR20 or the Men in Black, it's good, but that means 2 out of 4 medals of getting something I want for the amount of mercies. So you got to be tricky with that. But for anything else though, when you look at it overall, it's a pretty solid banner if you don't have any of these, or if you don't have a reverse. But if you already have a reverse power on your Keyblade, then you guys can pretty much skip out. Remember, whatever Keyblade you're using right now, mine's the Fairy Stars. If you have a reverse power medal on there that has good traits, -60 aerial, -60 ground, extra attack, +1000, then you don't need to switch it. It means you can skip this banner if you don't need any of these slots. But if you're missing upright magic, if you're missing reverse power, it's a good setup. If you're missing the buffer, it's a very good banner to go for. But let's talk about the actual medals themselves. Are they worth the chase or anything like that? They're interesting. They're powerful medals, but they're also buffers slash debuffers when it comes to Coliseum, PvP, all that good stuff. Not Coliseum, sorry, I meant just your normal quests, your event quests, and all that PvE content. So it's good for PvE and PvP. We're to start off with the boy in white. It has a base strength of 23,000, and this is why I would say this is like one of the strongest medals in the game, because KR20 obviously was dominating Coliseum and all these events because its base strength was 25,000 with chips, meaning anything with that much strength, if you get -60 ground or aerial, you're pretty much set. You don't even have to roll those other traits for +1000s. If you do, you have even more of a powerful medal. When you look at these medals, right over here it says it comes with 23,000. So if you put the chips on there plus 3,000 from Supernova Plus, you're going to have already a medal that's better than the previous medals you guys have right now. Because if we go look at just general medals that we have, so if I sort this by, I'm going to show this to you guys afterwards. If I look at something like Master Xehanort right now, if we put him to Supernova Plus, his max strength right now is 17,200 plus 3,000 chips. That's 20,200, where those new medals are 23,000. So that's like a Master Xehanort with 3 plus 1,000 traits. It's very important to have that strength in there. After you get a negative 60 ground on it or aerial, the more strength you have, the higher Coliseum you can make, and also more damage you'll do to all the events for plus 5,000 enemies and the new plus 6,000 when it comes out, or anything else. The more strength the medal has, the less you need negative 60 ground, because it has more strength than the enemy's defense. So keep an eye on that when you guys are doing looking out for medals that you guys want. So technically these medals are stronger than medals we currently have right now, even if they have higher multipliers. If it's not that big of a difference of a multiplier, the strength really matters here. And with 5 VIP coins per trait, it's kind of crazy. But so the boy in white, what he basically does is a 42.71 multiplier to a 49.70. So very good, better than the Final Fantasy record keeper medals already. Not as good as Duel of Roxas, but we have 23,000 strength. Keep that in mind for everything I'm going to say here. So how you get the higher multiplier? You just have to have a party that's full. If your party's full, you're good to go. If your party's not full, then you're going to have the 42.71 multiplier. So power-wise, these two medals are really good. I don't have to talk about Kira 20 because you know it's good already, top of the top. So this is really good. For the actual buffs and debuffs, now that we have that out of the way, you can put him anywhere on the Keyblade slot set up, and he'll do 49.70 with 23,000 strength. Boom, perfect medal. Now let's talk about what it brings to buffs and debuffs, because in the game of Union Cross, medals get outdated pretty quickly. You know, multipliers don't really matter, base strength doesn't really matter. What matters later on is the medal still capable of adding buffs and debuffs that we need, because we know enemies start with buffs now, they debuff us. So having medals that increase our strength and decrease the enemy's strength and defense is really good. So starting off, he's got buffs general attack by 10 tiers. That's really good. Buffs PSM defense by 10 tiers. Debuffs the enemy's PSM attack by 5 tiers. So the boy in white is a tanking medal, and a really good one at that. That PSM down by 5 tiers is very important, especially because we can use extra attack on it, making it capped out at 15. This is the first medal in the game to lower the enemy's PSM attack down by 15 tiers, which is going to be huge in just tanking everything. So this is one of the best tanking medals in the game currently, as long as you mix it up with another medal that lowers general attack and buffs your general defense. Very good medal. So besides that, he also debuffs enemies' general defense down by 10 tiers, which is huge because not a lot of medals actually affect the enemy's general defense and does so much damage. So the medal is solid. It raises the guilt by 180% just for activating it, and Supernova Plus ability gives you 250% increase. So every medal on your Keyblade, if you can do 250% increase to your other medal's guilt, it's really, really good. So 250% for that activation. Besides that, the Supernova also buffs your PSM defense by 10 tiers. So you have maxed out defense for PSM, and you can max out the negative PSM attack on the enemy, making this medal a solid damage dealer plus tanking medal. This is going to be really good for PvP and especially good for PvE, because we can get away with a lot. Like, I've only used I think Hero was the other one. There's not a lot of medals in the game that do this, and that's what I was going to show you over here. If I put on PSM over here, you're going to see Hero Supernova does 5 tiers. As you guys can see down here, PSM strength by 5. It lowers the enemy's PSM, but that's only a Supernova activation, and you would have to have more than just one of these on your Keyblade setup to make that 15 happen, where this boy in white actually just does it with extra attack or copy medal copying it. You can tank very good with this medal. Every other medal in the game only applies like 2 PSM down, as you see with the Kairi over here. You've got 2 off here with the Incredible. There's not much medals in the game that do this. Ava was one of the ones that did it. If you guys remember, Ava helped us tank so many missions because it had 1 more than Kairi. It didn't do 2, it did 3 PSM attack down. Now we can cap that out along with our defenses. I think that's going to be very helpful. Not all the time, Because take in mind, you still have to complete missions in 3 turns, 2 turns, 1 turn. But if the mission says complete without having to continue, then you can tank your heart's out desire. And a medal like this will come in good once in a while. And like I said, it's still useful in PvP content because there is going to be the 5 Keyblade setup again. There is still Turtling in PvP, but there is those new pet status effects that don't really let it work too good. So it's questionable for PvP, but its strength of a 49 multiplier still makes it solid. So that is the boy in white. He does 4 hits, just to give you guys an idea, and gauges of 6. So you have to put attack boost max SP gauge 0 on him if you don't want a heavy costing Keyblade. So carrying on to the next one, the boy in black, 23,000 base strength again. So let me go back over here. This is the boy in black right here. We're gonna be looking at all this, but I have the translation thanks to Robloid on Discord. Really appreciate it, buddy. The boy in black is another tier 9, but this one's the reverse power. It costs 6 gauges, so again, attack boost max SP gauge. Its multiplier is the same thing, 42 to 49 point something. The higher, the full party you need there. So really good as long as you have a full party. I know it's hard for some people, but if you do join a party, make sure it's always at the max. And the ability for this one, it is AoE for 1 turn again. Both of them are for 1 turn. It buffs your reverse attack by 10 tiers, buffs your general PSM attack by 15 tiers. It maxes out your general and your PSM. So power, strength, magic. That's what PSM stands for. So maxed out buffs on that and reverses 5 away. So that's really good for buffs. Debuffs the enemy's reverse defense by 10 tiers. And then it raises the guilt of all medals by 108%. And that's about it for the abilities. So buffs wise, pretty good. Again, these are not override abilities. You can use extra attack on here to make sure that your buffs go up. So you don't need another override medal if you get lucky with extra attack, because you can just buff and then buff again to get rid of those debuffs enemies has. And it helps your Kairi or Xion Supernova. And in some cases, you might not even need the Kairi or Xion when you mix medals like this with other attacking medals. So it turns out really good because you could use the boy in white in the first slot and then another attacking medal that has buffs and debuffs to complement the rest. So keep that in mind that Kairis and Xions can kind of get pushed out of the way a little bit, but you got to remember gauges. So when you use medals like that, SP gauge. But I'm going a little too far there. So the Supernova, it is a 200 multiplier like the other one, deals 4 hits. It buffs your reverse PSM attack by 10 tiers, raises the guilt of all medals by 250%. So the second medal is more of just an attacking medal. It doesn't really affect the tanking. This is just pure attacking. Multiplier wise, solid strength, solid, great damage. We know that already. Buffs wise, yes, really good. Having a medal that increases your attack by 15 tiers and PSM, really good. So they're showing a meta of very powerful attacking medals that have buff and debuffs and tanking. So you get a little bit of everything, which makes these medals really, really cool. Again, the banner is not that bad. The banner, if you've been saving around almost 30,000 jewels, you can pull twice on the VIP and still have extra jewels left behind if you're around like 25 mark, because it's only going to cost you 11,600 every 5 pulls for the first 5, and then after that, it's only going to cost you 9,500. So if you do 10 pulls on the VIP, 21,100 jewels total to get 10 pulls, which means 20 trait rolls because it only costs 5 VIP coins for the 2 new medals, which is really, really big. And if you get KR20, even better. Upright Magic works on the Fairy Stars, works on the Starlight, works on the Stroke of Midnight, which are 3 very powerful Keyblades. And again, if you need Kairi or KR20, then you're even better on this setup. So if this does come to global, I would prefer this this banner over a lot of them. But again, remember, medals just keep getting better and better and better. If you already have a reverse power, upright power, you can ignore upright power for a little bit in global. But in JP, if you already have any of these medal slots, magic, power, upright, and reverse, then you can skip out because you already have a medal that has right traits for that Keyblade. There's no point replacing a medal that's doing damage for you already with another medal that might not get the traits. Remember that. Very important for you guys to save up your jewels and wait for a banner you can attack that will help your Keyblade setup. Don't go for the newest best medal because it has more strength than your previous medal. If you don't get lucky with those traits, you're going to be spending a lot of jewels and then you just miss on the next best thing. Wait till your medal's useless before you replace it. Try to fill up those Keyblade slots. For me, Fairy Stars, Upright Magic, Reverse Power, Upright Speed, Pet Slot can be whatever you want, your best attacking medals. Make sure you have one for each slot for attacking. First 2 slots are usually buffers, so don't worry too much about that. But that's pretty much it, guys, for the banner review. The banners will be coming out. A little bit of an insight of what's coming out next. is this limited time banner. If you guys are in JP, if it comes to global, I would skip this. Again, if you don't have traits for medals, there's no point. If you do have traits left over from all those free pulls from those tickets, then yes, go right ahead. If you have like a Sephiroth laying around, if you have like a good like 7, even 5 trait rolls, 7 trait rolls laying around plus, then try your chance. But if you get something you already have or you don't have traits for, you just wasted 3,000 jewels. So keep that in mind. 3,000 jewels adds up, especially when you have falling price deals like that banner coming around. That 3,000 is a big difference. That's only 800 away from 2 pulls on a falling price deal when to do 5 pulls. Keep that in mind. There's a bunch of other things like new boards. You got PvE Coliseum changes, but I'll talk about this on the global update along if we get the banner or a different banner for global. I'll be doing another update video, but little heads up, little sneak peek of the medals are coming, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Are you gonna go for these medals? Are you gonna pass them? Me personally, I would love to go for it, but upright power I don't care about right now. My reverse power slot on my main account is lacking, but with my Keyblade setup right now, I've been passing all the content, so I'm not in a rush to replace anything, especially a 1 out of 4 chance, because my upright magic is already cleared off with my Aqua, so I'm not going to chase Kira20 even though he is stronger. I'd rather just save the jewels because the game always gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Keep that in mind. Your jewels are your most powerful resource. They will always give you power in the end. If you save up a big chunk, you can do the polls like I did, Final Fantasy Record Keeper, the Birth by Sleep poll videos I showed you, where I spent all those saved jewels to get a bunch of medals with a lot of trait rerolls on it, which makes this banner so good if you're missing any of those. If you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.